Hello. Wait. Hello. I'm all messed up. Hello. Um, Hopefully I'm a little bit louder and my audio is where it should be because normally my audio is way too low and it's I don't know. I turned the gain up. So hopefully that works. I'm not talking terribly loud. I mean, I might get loud. I get loud when I get excited. Maybe I'll get excited. But hello. Hi. Hello everybody. It's been a little while. It's been a hot minute. Been a hot minute. It's been a whole lot going on. Kind of, in a way. Let's get you guys in here. Hello. Hi. Hey. Hello. Hello. Hi. Audio is good. Audio is not bad. Good, 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 good. All right. I saw a conversation going on about somebody named Gary who thinks the Bible proves the shape of the earth, if my understanding was correct on that. But I'm mostly here to just, touch base with everybody, see how everybody is. Also to give out a thank you. I just really wanted to put out my appreciation, I think is probably the best word for people being so patient, as well as when it comes to content specifically, as well as how much support I've gotten both publicly and privately with the goings on. Actually both publicly, privately, and financially. So those of you who have joined the Patreon, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Those of you who have become members, thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. And those who were super chatting last time, I didn't get to thank you enough during that stream because it was so hectic. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. The link to the Discord will be open back up now. That will be on the community tab once this stream is over. So please go ahead and look at that there if you're interested and you want to join in the Discord and kind of see the kind of crazy conversations we have in there, which I think are a lot of fun. Recently we were just talking about potentially doing a video scaling the teachers at Hogwarts during Harry's time for Harry Potter. The answer that I came to is there's actually only 3 good teachers that existed at Hogwarts while Harry was a student there. I'll let you guys discuss in the chat potentially who you think my set of 3 teachers were. How do I feel having more viewers than Dapper? I don't. No, he deserves everything that he gets. He's lovely and fantastic. 4. Okay, so just to kind of give you guys an update about where I am. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still kind of trying to settle down and settle in, and I haven't been streaming because I haven't really been sure what to even stream about or what to talk about, and I don't know what to do, so I've been hesitating. So I figured I'd just, screw it. I'm just gonna go live and talk about how I've been hesitating. But which isn't good. It's not good to get stuck in a spot where you don't know what to do or how to handle it. I will tell you guys about something I did work on, which was related to the video that went live on the 14th. No, I did it on the 14th. It didn't go live until like the 23rd or something like that. It's the one about community and navigation. It's the one that's got League of Legends in the background where I'm talking about the League of Legends community. The reason I did that video was because I was applying for work at Inner Sloth. Inner Sloth, for anybody who doesn't know, is the company that, the gaming company that did Among Us, and they were hiring for community management. I didn't get the job. That's okay. My feelings are not hurt, but I've been working on that. But it was a lot of fun. It was fun to make the video. It was kind of rushed put together, but it is what it is. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun doing just the whole process and getting everything updated and talking to people about what was going on. And so that was a lot of fun. I think I'll keep trying, but for now, it's fine. Hello, welcome. So that's kind of where I was at with streaming and what I was thinking about doing. I am thinking about doing art streams like I used to do, which have very, very little like speaking content. 19th, 20th. Thank you very much, Feline. Yes. Um, the content that I used to do was basically had very little talking, although it did have some, and it was just doing some art, but also drawing and painting whatever the chat kind of wanted to see that day. So there were some ridiculous things that came out of there. One of them is a version of Danny DeVito painted as if he was Pikachu. One of them was definitely did Ugandan Knuckles because that was then, and I did people's versions of like what their heroes would look like in My Hero Academia, and I did stuff like that. So I've been thinking about maybe doing and going back to some more of those and just kind of drawing whatever it was that chat wanted to see. It was a fun way to get like memes and like free art if you happen to have something that you really wanted to do. If your concept was interesting enough, and I thought I could do it fast enough, so I might go back to doing that. But they are very low energy and very chill streams. They don't have a whole ton of like commentary content. Although usually I would take questions about like, hey, how do you paint this? How do you draw this? How do you pick this color? Yada yada yada. Stuff like that. But I'm playing with that, but that was a lot. I don't know if I'll go back to doing that. But that time of the month, hopefully I will get the next one scheduled soon. I do want to do that show again. And I'm not really sure about Talking Tuesday, although I do like it. I don't I don't know much about the politics of Russia Ukraine stuff. So I don't think I don't think I'm a good person to talk about it. So that I'm not sure. Drawing circles, yes. Do art but talk about life, feelings and drama and so on. I mean, that's kind of what I was doing. It was something along those lines. I do have a concept that I want to pitch to you, and you let me know what you guys think because I'm still working on it. This is the rough draft, and I've called it dimensional thinking, and it's basically just a way to. It's certainly not meant to judge an entire person. It is just a way to judge someone's communication and interaction at a given point in time. Um, and it scales from 0 to 4. 0 being you're not capable. 1 being that you're thinking of only what you're saying in the moment, and if it works for what you're saying in the moment, whether it works or not with what you've said previously or are going to say. Second is when you're engaging with the other person you're talking to and listening to what they're saying. Third is you start to understand that there are other parties. There's third parties involved in potentially in your conversation, whether they're active or whether they're passive. And fourth dimension is you start adding in time and you start to understand that what you've said in the past, what you're saying now, and what you're saying in the future can be viewed by multiple people, yourself, the person you're talking to, as well as third parties on the outside that people you may never even meet might end up dealing with whatever or interacting in some way with what you've said. Again, this is just the rough draft. I want to do like a more formal video on it at some point and kind of go into detail about it, but it's just kind of the way I've broken down. Like, if somebody asks you, hey, do you like strawberry raspberry jam? And you try to just off the cuff, oh, strawberry. You're not really engaging terribly with why that person might be asking the question that they're asking at that time. And the reason they might be asking the question is because, oh, a week from now, they have a breakfast planned for you for your birthday. All right. So they're asking that question, thinking more on a 3rd to 4th level, but you're answering the question at maybe a 1st or 2nd level. Again, it has nothing to do with, it's certainly not a way to judge an entire person. It is just a way to sort of, a gradient to sort of understand the interaction you're having at the time. Taste craft streams, yeah. Evolutionary linguist. The evolution of language is so fascinating to me. Yes. So level 4 includes recognition that the internet never forgets. Yeah, pretty much. That's basically how it is. I do want to show you guys some stuff, by the way. I saw some stuff while I was just going around today, and I was like, I just got a giggle out of it. One of them is this. This is a wet owl. Like, there's so many times I've seen like owlets sleeping on their face, or big poofy angry owls, or angry that owls that go from like angry to like big and poofy, or vice versa. This guy's this guy's just wet. He's Goblin is accurate. And I came across him and I thought it was funny. Caffeine free, no sugar. Ooh. Ooh. So I don't know what kind of owl this is, but I just it made me laugh. And he was like, he's just looks so sad. The evolution of music and musical instruments is also a very fascinating subject. Uh, me at 6 a.m. Hello, yes, hi. EMP said, I'm confident things will balance out for you. You're smart enough to put your thoughts in enough order to move forward. After all that's happened, it might be easier said than done, but you got our support. Thank you very much. I do really appreciate that. I am still, again, I'm still trying to sort of suss myself out and figure out what I'm gonna do and where I'm gonna fall and how I'm gonna move forward and in what direction. I'm still working on a couple of projects, but it's gonna take a little bit of time, and I don't know. I kind of hope that this stream will help sort of kickstart me back into what I enjoy doing, and maybe remembering what it is I enjoy doing in the first place. Um, it looks like a sad feather egg. Could it be a snow owl? I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of owl this is. It's a wet owl. I have no idea. I just saw it on Reddit and I just died. I also saw this, and I thought you guys might find it a little bit either amusing or a little bit oh, I should also mention, by the way, before I get into that, the dimensional thinking was partially inspired by Brittany Simon's 1 through 5s. So that's more about assessing a person and the way they view the world. Mine is very much more narrowed on a specific interaction or a level of interaction that that person may or may not be at. But I definitely recommend checking out Brittany Simon's levels system to kind of get like a little bit of an I liked her concept and the way she conceptualized it, so I thought I would see if I could sort of take the idea or the concept and apply it in a different field, and so that's what I came up with. I definitely recommend checking it out. So, okay, as an employer, why shouldn't I be able to hire teens for free? What the fuck else are they going to do during the summer months? Me hiring them for free and maybe receiving a strip end from the government for doing so means that I am keeping teens off the street, keeps the crime rate down, and prevents drug addiction in the future. Fuck that shit. Fuck this shit. These kids are also getting experience. I'm fucking educating them out of my pocket. Yes, I was fined today for not paying a staff wage, and I'm fucking pissed. Just, this made me laugh. I'm gonna just move this over a little bit. Like, you can't. Hello? No, you cannot do. How long has it been since you did a stream you actually enjoyed? I enjoyed Talking Tuesday. Talking Tuesday was fun, and that time of the months are fun. So those ones. So whenever the last one of those ones was probably be then. Thank you for asking. No, this is real. This was like a post that said, like, I think it was, no, it's got a vote on it. I'm not sure. I found it on Reddit. I don't, maybe it's a troll post. I'm really bad at telling if it's just a troll or not. But like, what do you mean? Not only does this person think that people should work for them for free, but they think that the government should pay them to let these, that you should pay me for the pleasure of working for me because of all the exposure and experience you're getting. What? No. Also, yes, I was fined today for not paying a staff wage. Hello? Yes? Get charged forever. Yet, what are you doing? Pay people that work for you, you crazy person. What are you talking about? Anyway, I saw this and I thought it was really funny. I thought you guys would probably get a kick out of this. I hope it is, yeah, it was in Choosing Beggars. It was under, there's a whole subreddit called Are Choosing Beggars, but it's like I'm doing them a favor, and if they don't work for me, they're gonna go do drugs. Oh, did you like the stream where you talked about that big house? I have a love-hate relationship with that stream because I hate that house. I hate that house so much. It's awful. It's horrible. That house needs to either be demolished or put to good use. Like oh my God. I did have fun doing the stream though. It was a very fun stream, but I hate that house so much. Did I retain the intellectual property rights for Caffeine Corner? I don't think I did anything for Caffeine Corner that I would retain the intellectual rights to. The thumbnails weren't done by me. Somebody volunteered those to Steve. I can't remember who it was. So the thumbnails and stuff weren't mine anyway. Also the only thing I did was like the more rusticy looking layout, and I don't care. So I mean, if I do have the rights to it, it's not really meaningful to me. What's wrong with working for someone and doing drugs? Okay, you don't. Okay, so somebody doesn't know about this house. Hold on, let me pull it up because this house drove me up the wall. I was offended that this house exists. Let's see if I can find it. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm just looking at my old videos to try and find it. I have a question for everybody, by the way. Is everybody still mad at Blizzard, the gaming company? I'm just curious because I've noticed most of the talk around that has sort of petered out a little bit, and I haven't heard too much about it recently. So I was wondering if people were still mad or if everybody had kind of just been done. Okay, it's called the One. I was so angry about this. The house is called the One, and it's got like it's it's the biggest and most expensive house in the world. It's got like 10 pools or something, and it's got like 3 kitchens. It's got staff quarters. Everything about it upset me, and I'm hated it. Here's the video for it if you want to watch that. Oh, be a feline got it at the same time. Thank you. Also, yes, there is a Seabad Show episode coming out if you would like to check that out. We watched a movie called White Zombie, and I may or may not have revealed my secret origins as a voodoo priestess. So check that out if you are interested. Still not impressed by Blizzard. Mad at almost everybody in the gaming industry. Microsoft is buying them, so there's hope. That's right. I did hear that Microsoft was going to be buying Blizzard. Has that gone through? Has Blizzard buying has Microsoft buying Blizzard gone through yet, or is that? Hi, Atticus. I think it was 9. It might be more. Might be less. I can't remember exactly how many it was. It was ridiculous. It was all it made me mad. It's watch the video. Watch the video. It's absurd. I had one more thing. I did see somebody complaining and wanting to talk about Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So I will briefly I make no promises. I will try to be brief because I also found this. And I've seen this before, but I wanted to share it because it makes me laugh every time. And it's Kobe and Yeet. So Kobe is for accuracy and precision, and Yeet is for power and distance. So somebody wrote out all of the skills. So Kobe is dexterity, Yeet is strength, Oof is constitution, T is intelligence, YOLO is wisdom, and Wig is charisma. And everything about this made me happy. And it works perfectly. Yeah, I think the assault on Blizzard employees was pretty awful. That's why I was wondering if people were still upset about it or if they were starting to either because I know that a lot of people were like, I'm never playing World of Warcraft again, but I didn't see the same thing about things like Overwatch. So I was just kind of curious to get a beat on where people were at with that. Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal has not been finalized. There is likely a 1 to 1.5 years of negotiation to be done. However, I don't see the deal not happening. And yes, Microsoft is buying Blizzard. I have a few friends that work in Microsoft, the network data and security fields that will honestly be a death to the original Blizzard. I mean, that might be a good thing. Is the YOLO higher than the wisdom? What the like the more you YOLO, it's but um I have been working in the background on Discord helping people build Dungeons and Dragons characters. So I am looking at potentially doing a little bit more of a live stream of like how to build a character from concept to completion, including roles. I'm probably not going to do point buy because I'm not the biggest fan of point buy, but that's okay. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So if you use point buy, go ahead and use point buy. And sort of talking about like how to read. I already have been writing a script about how to read a character sheet, but I think I'm gonna probably do a live stream of how to build a character. But I'm also working on a long form Dungeons and Dragons campaign, which I would be the DM of. Yeah, I am fair. Sometimes I am generous. And sometimes I drop rocks on my party because I hate them. So I'll be using mostly Forgotten Realm lore, but or Pantheon, but not entirely. There's going to be a few little tweaks and tricks, and a few little things that are going to be a little bit homebrewy unique. But you'll have like your standard Pantheon and pretty standard lore. So Blizzard died in 2009 when Activision acquisition / merger. Microsoft will likely do better with literally everything under Activision umbrella than they ever did. That's fair, and particularly because Microsoft doesn't have the kind of like wage and history of treating their employees like crap. At least not as recently. Maybe they do. I'd have to look into it. I've just realized that I said something that I'm not actually sure if that's the case. So maybe I shouldn't say something like that because I'm not actually sure. So I take that back. I don't know if Microsoft has just as bad wage issues and employee issues and HR issues as Blizzard has. Yeah, falling in the money pit. I hear you. More Nuzlocke streams. Okay, so I did make a promise, and I have now a copy of The Legend of Arceus. And I promised the Discord that if somebody sent me that game, I would do a blind playthrough of it. So I have that now. I have a capture card. So I will be futzing around setting that up in the next couple of days. There's also maybe some karaoke streams coming down the line or videos, probably streams, but we're going to be testing that out in the Discord in the next little while. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll see. We'll see. You let me know, but we'll see. And we're playing around with like super chats picking songs and getting to pick who is singing. It'll be a time. But so I will be doing a blind playthrough of Legend of Arceus probably in the next couple, probably start in the next week or two. I really appreciate everybody for coming. Thank you so much for helping me out and stopping by to give me that little bit of a kick in the butt boost to be able to do a stream like this. I just wanted to kind of give everybody a heads up about where I was at and why I hadn't really been streaming too much or what I was streaming about. And it was because I was hesitating. And I was hesitating because I wasn't sure what to do or how to approach it. I'm still not entirely sure. I have a couple things down the line. So we'll see. But hopefully things can move forward and move forward well. I just want to thank everybody who did become a member and anybody who has added themselves to my Patreon. Links are down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. So that way and let me know. Let me know what you want to see, what you think you want to see, what direction you think I ought to go in. Because I'm hesitating. I'm not really sure. I do recommend checking out, by the way, if you haven't. I'm just going to give a recommendation. Check out Cinema Therapy. They're fantastic. I recommend their episode about Gilderoy Lockhart. I also really, really, really want to talk about Encanto. And I'm not sure how to do that. Because there's like a part of character design that I want to talk about, and a part of composition that I want to talk about, and a part of animation that I want to talk about, and a part of like just like the philosophy of self and like mind and like how your brain works and how to like break down the psychology of a character. And then when you break down the psychology of a character, how do you decide what that character sounds like and how they look and how they move? And there's just, this movie is very good and I really, really, really want to talk about it. And I'm just not sure how to go about that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. April for 1101, just cause thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. I think I saw a question here. Were you hesitating because of your possible retaliation from your former partner? He's gone after former friends before. That's kind of a hard question to answer. Yes and no. It's more of like I've spent so much time working on the stuff that that I'm not really sure. Like if I'm not working on that, I'm not really sure what to do, or where to go, or how to go, and how to move forward in a positive and an appropriate manner. I did see somebody bring up when I was watching I was watching Cinema Therapy, and they had brought up basically what like the trauma of betrayal and what that looks like, and I'm curious to look a little bit more into that, and just to see what that is, because I'm in a weird position, and I've been put in a very weird position, and I'm not trying to start beef with anybody. I'm not trying to start fights with anybody. I haven't stolen anything from anybody. I haven't taken anything from anybody. I'm not accusing anybody of any crime or anything like that. I'm not going to, because that would be ridiculous. Why would I do something so silly as to accuse somebody of blackmail or something? That'd be weird and bizarre and probably overplaying my hand. Reaching a little bit too, grasping at straws perhaps. But I'm not looking to start a fight. They're allowed to say whatever they want to say. This is the internet. They can. So I'm not looking to get into like any big, yeah, basically how do I go my own way? Where do I go, and how do I do it in a conducive manner where I'm not I spent 2 years building a brand up, not myself and my own channel up. Like there's absolutely no reason why I couldn't have been doing the amount of like with the amount of work and stuff that I do for D&D that's in the Discord. If you're like a member or a Patreon, you should be able to see that. But I could have been spending 2 years working on that and building that and doing that stuff, and I did not. And so now it's just a matter of how do you start again from a I'm not going to call it rock bottom, but I'm like, there are people here who are interested in what I have to say because of the stuff that I worked on before. So it's, how do I take what I was doing before and build it into something that's me and what I want to do rather than for something or someone else? Yeah, it's an upsetting situation. And it's adapting and building new habits of productivity. Um, and it's also like a matter of understanding yourself and your direction. One of the things I spent a lot of time thinking about was one, what do I want? And two, um, one of the things that I kind of stood by for a really long time is if you don't understand yourself, how do you expect anyone else to understand you? And maybe that's something to be explored, and maybe that's a direction I can go in. I can start talking about like, hey, how do you deal with this, and how do you recognize this, and how do you communicate this? I the way I think and the way I break down situations, personally, like in my brain, is not something I've ever been very good at describing until recently. I was having a conversation while I was visiting my family, and the analogy I gave was my if my parent comes to me and starts talking to me about their sister, so my aunt, my brain goes, okay, aunt, aunt's children, aunt's husband, other aunts and uncles, also their parents, grandparents, all those people in my family. So my brain builds a very large web bubble of people and their interconnectivity. Um, Whereas from my understanding, if I were to say the same thing back and I say, hey, my aunt, on average, somebody will say, okay, person and aunt, what's next? Whereas it, I don't know. It's very, I've been told, I don't know. It was just the way I was trying to explain the way I think and what my brain does when I think about something. And I think that everybody is different and everybody has their own ways of sort of breaking down a concept or a situation and kind of exploring those and being able to recognize yourself to I should buy a Volkswagen bus and become a travel vlogger. If I could afford a Volkswagen bus and do that, I would probably do that. That would be a lot of fun. Are you soured on partnerships forever? No, I don't think so. I don't like to judge people based off of a bad experience. People should be judged by their actions, not necessarily by what they've said, but by what they've done. So I wouldn't judge somebody else based on what the behavior of an entirely unrelated person. That's just very not fair. It doesn't mean don't learn and don't recognize behaviors and don't learn from errors you've made or things that you ought to have recognized, or even if you shouldn't have recognized, learn to recognize those things in other people. But it doesn't mean judge other people ahead of time. Just judge people based on what they've presented and what they give to you. Um, yeah, that's a good point. It's not rock bottom. It's a step neither up the hill nor down. It's more so lateral. Yeah, I that's a way to look at it. I think that's fair. Uh, takedowns. I mean, I don't mind doing I don't have anything that's I think that I know enough about to or any situation that I currently know enough about to do like a breakdown. So like I did with like the waxy situation. If there's a if I come across one, I could probably do one, but it's been a while. That sounds overwhelming. Yeah, I'm assuming you mean the way that my brain kind of jumps to a large bubble of things. Um, Thinking about family relations is what women do. I just Rez said, I'm not sure you can call it rock bottom after having purged many of the things and people that were weighing you down. Nowhere to go but up, nowhere to look but down. Yeah, I wouldn't call it rock bottom. It's just it's a very weird place. It's uncomfortable, it's unstable and it's uncertain. So that lack of certainty it causes um causes that hesitation. So because I'm not sure where I'm standing or what direction I'm going in, and because the ground that I'm on is not stable, I'm not 100% where can I step. So that hesitation in moving forward is about whether or not taking a step forward or taking a step. Should I take a step here? Should I take a step there? I'm just very in an unstable and uncertain position. So I'm trying to sort of reach out to you guys, as well as just kind of reach out in general to sort of kind of judge and figure out what steps should we take to, see beyond that horizon, I guess. Oh, shucks, I'm so poetic. Never ask me to review poetry. I don't understand it. I cannot poetry. Nothing but the best for you. Keep your head up. Thank you, Manya and Ink Boys. I think you should call it de novo. I don't know what that is, so you'll have to clear me up or fill me in. Do I like doing tier lists? Sometimes I get a bit of a kick out of those. I haven't done one, so but like outside of like my own chatter, I'll let you know if any of you guess my top 3 Hogwarts teachers, though. I think that might be fun. I might set something like that up with the members and like the Discord and be like, okay, guys, let's do this. Let's do this. Poetry is satanic. It can be. Broken consistency can be confusing. Yes. Steve said he's gonna be posting a scathing video done by Reds regarding the non-sec issue. Seems he's looking to profit off the drama. That's just the most honorable and ethical thing ever. I don't know. Maybe he is. They're like I said, they're within their rights to say whatever it is they feel like they want to say. I mean, I'm not going to stop them. Whether or not there's going to be something to respond to in there, I'm going to be skeptical. There was a reason why I went on the Drunken Peasants, and one of it was because they're friendly to Steve. So they weren't hostile to me, but it was neutral enough to hopefully what would have been like I could have been on, and then he was also invited on, so it would have been a really easy like neutral place where he could have said whatever he wanted to say, I could have said whatever I wanted to say. Whether we were on at the same time was irrelevant, but it would stop this sort of kind of back and forth video thing. I also wasn't interested in profit, and the Drunken Peasants had come to me. I didn't go to them. Joe reached out to me to kind of ask some questions. And so I just answered as honestly as I could, and that was that. The only other thing that I wanted to make sure happened was I wanted to make sure that the mods who were in that meeting got a chance to, they were so good to me, and so good to the people, and still have been so good to other community members, that it was only fair that they got an opportunity to say how they felt, and they stayed very quiet for a very long time, and they deserved to have their voices heard as well, because they got dragged into nonsense in that mod call. So it was only fair. Other than that, I don't have any intention of making anything else. I don't think there's anything else that I feel like needs to be said. I mean, if something comes up, I'll be honest about it, but or I'll answer it as best as I can. But I don't. They're allowed to say whatever they want to say. It's the internet. Nobody's allowed to be. Nobody has to be nice. It's fine. Oh, de nouveau is like brand new. Oh, cute. I like it. The legal term when you start everything from start anew. Gotcha. It's similar to the loss of a loved one is it similar to the loss of a loved one you were the primary caregiver to? That type of loss changes your daily, weekly, monthly schedule. Yeah, my schedule is all over the place. It's just, my workflow is out the door. So I've been trying to get a little sense of semblance of that back. But now that I'm the one that has 100% control over that schedule, it's difficult but easy at the same time. I don't have. There's a lot of background noise. You'll notice that I've spent a lot less time on Twitter, which is nice. And all my Twitter is now almost entirely Dungeons and Dragons and memes. Aaron Carter, I don't know how this came across my timeline, but I've been seeing it for like a past couple of months, and I'm just like, what is this? Why? No Faith for Six said, what made you decide that it would be good to squelch and silence comments warning about Steve warning about when Steve interviewed the rapist child molester? So I would have to check to see if that second half has that finished going through court yet? Just because I'm not a fan of accusing people. Didn't know Chesh had that kind of power. No, actually, no, I didn't. I wasn't silencing anybody or squelching any comments. I mean, I've said before that I thought it was not a good PR move. But if you want to have a conversation about platforming, that's a different kind of conversation, which I think is a good conversation to have, by the way. I think like understanding platforming and how to appropriately platform different people is very important. Because you can't just have anybody on to talk about anything. You need to be able to describe and assess and approach a topic appropriately for whoever that person is. Would I recommend Chris Attlee as a mediator? Maybe. Depends on the situation. On chat. I don't think I did that on chat during the show. Make a tier list for the best D&D classes. I would watch that. A tier list for the best. Oh, I gotta have a whole video and a whole conversation about why Rangers get a bad rap. And they get a bad rap for people don't know how to play them. So the answer is that Rangers are a utility class, and because Rangers are a utility class, they don't do DPS. They're not damage heavy. They can do decent damage, but that's not their focus. Their focus is like a lot of out of combat and a lot of just utility in and out of combat. And so wait, what? You don't just go with mob judgment? You believe in innocent until proven guilty? Are you sure you know how to internet? Yeah, apparently. The warden situation was not handled as well as it could have been. I mean, it might be worthwhile if people are interested. I could go back and review it because one, especially at the time, I was not in the position to. I wasn't in the position that I am in now, nor was I in the position that I was in for like NSS, right? So like at that point, I'm trying to remember what year that was, because was that in 2019? Because that was still when I had just come on the scene. It might be worth it to go back and review it, but I still don't think somebody's a rape apologist for platforming somebody and having a different conversation with them entirely. A vegetable tier list? It's one thing to platform someone, it's another thing to defend their actions because the host can't deal with the criticism. One could platform Cross without defending his Epstein Island parties. Did Cross go to like Epstein Island parties? But yeah, it's a conversation about platforming. But yeah, it might be worthwhile to re-review the situation. It's always good to look back on past stuff and see where there can be improvements and where there could be non-improvements, yada yada yada. Rangers. Okay, so the Beastmaster Ranger has problems, has balance problems. The way that there's lots of easy homebrew ways to get around that, mostly based on like just adapting the pet and stuff, but I'll do a whole nother video on that. I think I'm going to probably wrap up here. I've already gone off and talked about things I didn't intend on, and this is already 20 minutes longer than I initially meant it to be. Oh no. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. I very much appreciate it. I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate the mods during the mod calls. I appreciate that people are still looking to, you know, hear me out on things and have me talk about things that are interesting or things they find valuable. I'm glad that a lot of people still think that I have value, because that's not always the case. Thank you guys, anybody who's joined the Patreon, anybody who's joined the membership. Thank you everybody who's super chatted, especially people who have been supportive so much in the foreground, in the background. Thank you anybody who comes by to just lurk and doesn't comment. Lurkers, go always do the shout out. Shout out lurkers. You guys are fantastic as well. Thank you so much for coming. I very much appreciate it. I hope to see you again soon. And look out for my blind playthrough of Pokemon Arceus, where I'm probably just going to be freaking out the whole time. And thank you. I'll see you guys another time.